What's happening from your standpoint?
Yeah, I think the interesting questions that we're grappling with nowadays, especially as we're working with clients and even on our own business, is this idea of, like you said, now that we have sort of Claude code entering the picture and a lot of these LLMs and really what AI and agents are enabling is, the old world was like buy a bloated stack and accept sort of the fragmentation between your systems or work on that fragmentation with the systems. The new world seems to be AI being able to make custom building far more realistic, and the time that you can sort of get to market on those things is just so rapid, and so it really gets down to that answer of, you know thinking about it from the point of view of building selectively and then buying strategically, which is a new paradigm that I think that a lot of marketers really haven't been used to. We've inherited kind of a lot of these systems. We know that they don't talk to each other. I don't know how many conversations I've had over the years where the number one complaint I get from clients is, we have all this data and all the data is living in silos, and we need to figure out how to kind of unify all this data.
Yeah, no, I think MPC servers and kind of connecting everything together with Claude skills is really uh, helping change that paradigm, as you say. Um, in that conversation, some of the conversation I've had with a number of clients is, well, is it commercially ready? Right. So like a lot of people are building tools, and if you're using it for internal use, that's one thing. But if you have high throughput and you're adding a lot of customer count, there's a lot of kind of compliance components. There's a lot of things to think about. And so a lot of people are throwing together an app or a piece of software, and then clients are getting really excited and are wanting to go to market with this. And then traditional developers are whoa, slow down. And then you have arguments like base 44. We've been using base 44 a lot, which Wix bought it. And,
Mm-hmm.
I think that those are going to talk together. I think even like Mantis, from an ad standpoint, is really interesting. We've been asking it some questions related to Facebook ads. And so like, there's this merger of a lot of these systems, and it's really like, well, it's materially better than it was 6 months ago. And, I can't remember, uh, I haven't done a podcast for about 2 weeks, but Claude Code took over the world, right? And then ChatGPT sucked that up, and okay, Maltbot and everything else. If you're following the space closely, you know, we got a Mac Mini going, right? And now we're using some VPSs and we're building some different things, but the development team's like, okay, slow down. And clients are pushing pretty hard to say, okay, this is possible. Just make it happen. And connecting all the pipes on the back end, making sure that stuff's not breaking. I feel like it's moving incredibly fast. And we want to kind of pump the brakes from a risk standpoint and saying customer data and where is the stuff being processed, and like do you need to build a model internally? And these are all questions that traditional marketers have not dealt with. And the merger of um, programmers and like content and SEO people, it's kind of all being blended together of what's possible. And so like, how, I know I threw a lot at you there, but like really the buyer build